So if you're feeling stuck, the best thing you can do is to work on your perception of who you are. And that's going to give you the biggest benefit to being able to get past a block that may be keeping you from taking action. So if you've ever tried to accomplish anything in your life or make any major changes in your life, you've probably come to a place where you get stuck at a certain point and you're trying to push past this being stuck feeling. You may have gotten advice that sounds like, well, you just have to want it bad enough and then you'll get it, or you'll do what it is you want to do. Now the problem is, how do you want it bad enough? What do? How do you make yourself want something? Well, usually you'll employ some kind of strategy that reminds you of the benefits that you're going to have if you do take the action that you need to take, or you remind yourself of the consequences of not taking the action. So you kind of have a pros and cons type of a list. Now the problem with that kind of strategy is that's not the way human beings work. We like to think that we work that way, that we can logically look at the pros and cons of a situation and then make the best decision based on the information or the data. But what actually happens is human beings work off of emotion. This has been shown in studies of human beings who have brain injuries that damage their ability to process emotions. These people are able to describe a situation, they're able to compare and contrast two different things, list the benefits of one over another, but they absolutely cannot make a choice between the two things. So what happens is people emotionally process a situation, and Chip and Dan Heath, the authors of Made to Stick, they lay it out in a 3-step process. They say the first thing that people feel about anything that they have to decide is, first of all, who am I? And then the second thing is, what type of situation is this? And then the third step in any decision-making process is, what would a person like me do in a situation like this? So if you're feeling stuck, combining these ideas, the best thing you can do is to work on your perception of who you are. And that's going to give you the biggest benefit to being able to get past a block that may be keeping you from taking action that you want to take, versus just listing the pros and cons. Because the ability to list pros and cons resides in a whole different part of the brain, aside from the part that makes you take action and makes you decide and choose things. So imagine the difference between these two scenarios. One scenario, you say, oh, what would a wilting flower like me do in a situation like this? Or you approach the same situation, but you're saying, what would a beast like me do in a situation like this? So that's what we're going to be addressing in future videos, is how to make that mental shift in perspective. Because it's not about changing who you are. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, well, that's just great, I got to completely change who I am in order to be able to accomplish my goals. No, that's not it at all. The good news is you don't have to completely change who you are. You only have to shift your perception of yourself to something that's aligned with your being able to achieve your goals. Doesn't mean you have to convince yourself, or it doesn't mean you have to want it more. It just means you have to shift your perception, or to shift your perception of who you are, to get past that block, so that you can take the action that you already know you need to take in order to accomplish your goals. Thanks for watching. And if you liked this video, head on over to unlockyourbeast.com right now for even more content to dive deeper into the topic of unlocking your inner beast and reaching your highest potential. Once again, that's unlockyourbeast.com. See you there.